Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech, protected.
Are you sick of looking at Netflix and you don't know what to watch?
So many movies out there, you don't know which ones are good, which ones were bad.
You curious about what's out there?
I'm Joey Powers.
I'm Don Tretler.
This is the best pictures.
The ones you don't want to miss.
Hit it.
Say hello to my little friend.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Winners go home and prom queen.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
I don't deserve this. Deserves got nothing to do with it. No sequel for you.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Best Pictures. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
I'm Don Tretler. Welcome to the show.
I don't know. Colin, whose shirt's better? His team's 7-0. Mine's all bacon. Thank you. Sorry. How about the Niners, though, huh? 51-13 over the Panthers.
Yeah, don't you love it? And they were debating about who had a better defense.
Yeah.
51 points is not a good defense.
Bosa. Did you see the play where he picked the ball and he literally almost scored a touchdown? He made the cut and stiff arm the guy and everything. I mean, that guy's a beast. So
I think the whole team is a beast right now.
They look like they're really, honestly, unbeatable.
But in all reality, see, you watch football and it's a game of being on a roll. So right now, they're on the roll at some point, and they're only, halfway through the season?
Yeah.
So,
the
other half, another team gets on the roll.
They got to stumble pretty bad to not make the playoffs. So 7-0. I mean, there's only two teams left in the NFL undefeated, them and the Patriots.
Yeah, but they might not be playing well times by playoff time. There was a year I remember watching the Patriots, and the Patriots didn't play. And traditionally, that happens to them once in a while. They don't play well the first half of the season, and then they get in stride. And
they didn't play well yesterday against Cleveland. They look like crap. But anyway,
we got to talk movies.
We're not talking about football. We're talking about movies. We could talk about baseball too,
or football, movies.
or politics. We could do all of it. We could have a 3-hour show. So the idea is essentially movies that I kind of own and haven't watched that I should watch. And
he made a list, but he forgot to bring it. So now he's got to go off the top of his head, which would be the really exciting ones.
I think they were mostly comic book movies. It was Venom, Aquaman, and Wonder Woman. The rest of Justice League. One that we have talked about that I actually mentioned to Colin that I was like, you haven't heard of this, right? He's like, are you kidding me? No, I can't think of the name of it. Easy Rider.
Easy Rider, yeah.
I was like, yeah, we've probably mentioned that a couple times on the show. He's like, yeah, a couple,
It's hard when you haven't seen a movie that's been out that long and that's been out for a long, long time, and then you watch it with really huge, high expectations. I did that with Once Upon a Time in the West because it was real high on the IMDb list. Mm-hmm. And it was, let's say, number 35. It was over... I don't know. I'm looking at some of the ones that weren't seen here. Infinity War. I don't know. These are only the ones I haven't seen. But 30, it was the 35th best movie. And I watched it, no way.
I haven't seen it.
Because the buildup was too huge for
me. Right, exactly. Being 35, you're expecting a knockout, outstanding movie. And you're going into that with that expectation. Joker came back. Number one at the box office again this weekend.
Because the movies that were out this week were not that hot. Black and Blue. Which got halfway decent
write-ups.
I
do want to see that. And what was the other one?
The other one is The Current War.
The Current War.
Which was re-released. I was reading about it. And it was released at the Toronto Film Festival 2 years ago. To really so reviews.
Right.
So they took it back, and now it's considered The Current War, the director's cut. So they gave it a whole new cut, which... It's not necessarily longer. It's actually shorter than the one at the Toronto Film Festival. But they just feel like it's kind of bland and not really exciting, which is too bad because when I saw who was in it, it's Michael Shannon.
He's a good actor. Michael Shannon's a very good actor.
And Benedict Cumberbatch.
He's a good actor too. He's actually in. Well, we're gonna be talking about some upcoming movies, but he's in a big movie coming up here shortly.
I thought this is a chance for two guys to kind of take it over the top because I like Michael Shannon and he tends to play the heavy a lot of times.
He was great in Nocturnal Animals. He was nominated for supporting actor for Nocturnal Animals,
and he was the heavy in The Shape of Water,
which I haven't seen.
So. I mean, he tends to get these roles as the heavy. I kind of wanted to see him bust out a little bit. So I'm a little sad that this is not getting good reviews, and even to the point where it's kind of dimmed my enthusiasm for it.
He's also the bad guy in Man of Steel.
Man of Steel.
A very, very forgettable Superman movie.
There you go. Yeah, I call it Man of Stink.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Colin, you need to watch it still. He's not even there.
But I'm excited about some of the upcoming movies. We were talking about this.
Well, Marriage Story. Like I've said, every review I have seen says that without a doubt, Adam Driver is going to win Best Actor. Like it's like I said, not even it's him and then 4 other guys that are just nominated. That makes me want to see it because Joaquin Phoenix is so good in Joker. It's like, how is his performance that much better that there's like no shadow of a doubt? Whatever, it's his movie. I mean, it's his Oscar.
Yeah,
like it's unbelievable. And I've seen it on multiple websites. It's not like I just went to one website and saw it. I was just Googling like different things and stuff because now, the more I hear about it, the more I want to see this movie.
Yeah.
You know,
it got me excited because I looked, after we talked about this, I went back and I looked it up. And it gets good write-ups, but it's directed by Noah Baumbach. And I'm like, oh, I really like his movies.
What has he done?
He did, I think it's called The Squid and the Whale.
I've heard of Jeff Daniels, right?
Right, and it had a similar theme about a marriage that broke up, and
right?
The kids,
and then the family, right? Yep.
What's the other one? It's called. Oh my God, I can't think what her name is. It's like Nicole at the Wedding or something like that, and it was. I can't think. I want to say it was Nicole Kidman, but I can't think what the name is. Anyway, he also did one called Greenberg that starred Ben Stiller.
Yep. I've heard of that.
That was pretty cool.
I haven't seen any of those though. But I mean, it's definitely. I mean, like I said, it got an 8.0 right here. I'm on Rotten Tomatoes. It has a 98%, which I don't know how. I mean, it doesn't come out.
Who's gotten to see it so far?
Exactly, like 10 people maybe. Comes out November 6th. Another one I was going to mention to you, Doctor Sleep.
Oh, what's that?
It's the sequel to The Shining.
Oh, all right. I saw a coming attraction for that, and it just. I kind of tuned it out a little bit.
Ewan McGregor plays the boy from The Shining, and
it looks like they're using footage from the old movie too.
I think so, yeah.
That's pretty weird.
I'm just, I personally like The Shining. I know you didn't like it as much, but there's certain movies I feel like you just shouldn't make sequels to, especially almost 40 years later now. I think that came out the year I was born. You know, I think it came out in 1980. And
sounds right.
It's coming out November 8th, so next Friday.
You know how I know it was 1980? I remember going to the movie with my girlfriend, and I had some kind of weird, like, heart thing. And I'm watching this movie, and it's like you're watching a horror movie, and it's like, oh, it's making your heart beat faster, and it's like hurting. I'm like, ah! Right? So I totally remember it was 1980. And I read the book, too.
What about the remake of Midway?
I don't know. You know, the old Midway didn't have tremendous write-ups to begin with. It was not like it was a classic or anything. So, but I'm surprised that they would do it.
Me too. But it has a good cast. I mean, anything with Woody Harrelson, I'll always say that I will watch once, just because I think he's. You know what? That just reminded me of something else we have to talk about. But I will because he's a good actor. No matter what he's in, I feel like he's just a very talented actor. I think Patrick Wilson's in it. Dennis Quaid's in it. You know, so I mean, there's definitely some good actors.
Could be fun.
I don't know. What's out coming up soon that you?
We're talking about the Irishman.
The Irishman, yep.
Which, I've been kind of anticipating this for a long time because I've been looking. I think we were talking early shows, maybe even as much as a year ago.
We could have been, yeah.
We were talking about Al Pacino or Joe Pesci. The fact that Joe Pesci hasn't made a movie, I don't even know whatever that last movie was he made was.
I don't even remember.
Not even on my radar, but he hasn't made a movie in a long, long time. And this is the first movie in a long time. Robert De Niro. The review I read about this, they were just raving about Robert De Niro,
him too.
His inner life in this So it sounds like, I mean, really looking forward to it. Scorsese again, right?
I think Harvey Keitel's in it.
Harvey Keitel, yeah.
But-
Ray Romano.
Ray Romano, yeah. You know, I think him and Joe Pesci are brothers.
Yeah.
In the movie. You know, so absolutely. I mean, I don't know if ultimately what the deal is if BF's going to give it or not, but I absolutely want to go see that movie.
It's a long movie too.
It's like 3 hours, like over 3 hours, I think.
Right.
But Al Pacino plays Jimmy Hoffa. You know, and it
looks like he's going to be heavily made up too.
Yeah.
And these guys are pretty old. I think it said that Robert De Niro is 75, and I think Pacino is closer to 80.
I was going to say, I think he's older. Joe Pesci's got to be right there.
Yeah, so this has to be like one of the last times we're going to get to see these guys in a featured role.
This might be the last time we see them all together. I mean, that's especially with Scorsese. I mean, they're all
right.
They all got to be in their 70s. Even Harvey Keitel's going to be up there, right?
Right.
Because I mean, him and De Niro were in Mean Streets in
the early 70s.
What, 74? You know,
It's
I mean, that's 45 years ago. You know, so I mean, and they weren't kids. You know, they weren't old, but they weren't kids. You know, they're probably late 20s, early 30s. You know, so I mean, that's a dream team cast, and obviously directed.
And we were talking about this. I think it looks like it's coming out on the 1st, which is next Friday.
It is coming out on the 1st, which well, it's this Friday. So I mean, you got that, and you have the other two we just talked about, and then Marriage Story next week, Doctor Sleep next week, Midway next week,
and Motherless Brooklyn.
Motherless Brooklyn is the other one that comes out this Friday.
Has a pretty exciting cast. I mean, it's
Ed
Edward Norton directed
and stars, and then
and wrote
Bruce
it.
Willis. Oh, he wrote it too.
I think he wrote that movie too. Yeah.
And then Bruce Willis. Who else is in? Alec Baldwin.
Willem Dafoe.
Colin. What do you mean? You don't like Alec Baldwin? Alec Baldwin's a good actor. Because he portrays Donald Trump on Saturday Night Live, of course.
It's a political thing.
But like some other ones, like Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah, when is that coming out?
That comes
the
out
following week?
The 15th, yeah. I mean, we got like weekends coming up for like the next 2 months where there's like...
Did you see the trailer for that? I think it looks exciting.
I like Christian Bale. I don't like Matt Damon. So it's like, I just...
So Matt Damon wouldn't draw you into a movie?
No, but Christian Bale would.
Did you see The Martian with Matt Damon?
No.
Colin
has. I think Colin liked it, right? The Martian? Oh, I thought you said you liked it.
I liked it. But I'm kind of neutral on Matt Damon. I'm not really a Matt Damon fan. He's not going to draw me into the theater for a movie. Mm-hmm. But I'm not anti either. He made some interesting movie. Oh man, I can't think of it. He like lives in suburbia and he kills people or something like that.
Matt Damon?
Yeah,
really?
within the last couple of years. Yeah, it was kind of like an independent.
I kind of want to see that because he never portrays that kind of character, really.
Right.
I mean, he's kind of a dirtbag. Well, not kind of. He is a dirtbag in The Departed. Other than that,
isn't he in one where the people are shrunken?
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Like Downsizing?
Downsizing, yeah.
I haven't seen that.
So he's got a couple. I mean, I'd kind of like to see those movies just because I'm interested.
I would definitely like to see him be like a serial killer. Because, I mean, I won't say that I'm against... I'm not anti-Matt Damon. It's like you said, it's not going to draw me.
You're kind of neutral on him,
yeah. It does, I mean, I'm not going to not watch a movie because he's in it, but I'm not going to go see a movie because he's in it.
He's in one of your favorites. He's in Good Will Hunting.
I love Good Will Hunting. Rounders. We talked about Rounders last week.
Yeah.
Rounders is a very good movie. Along the lines of...
Before we move off Matt Damon, neither one of you have seen Downsizing?
No.
Okay, the critics hated it, but it was on my TV. My parents were watching it, and it kind of sucked me in. So I would recommend it. It was worth watching.
Well, Colin's word, it sucked him in. Which
is
is a good thing.
Might
when a
have
movie
to watch
can,
it now.
when you see a little bit of a movie and it draws you right in like that.
Yeah.
Like we talked about. I mean, you can't pass a television that has Pulp Fiction on it.
No.
And not stop and watch it.
I can't. Or like Reservoir Dogs. Even like The Departed. It's like one of those things. I've seen it probably 10, 15 times, but it's like, I already know what's going to happen. I know they're going to throw Martin Sheen off the roof, you know. I don't care. It just draws you in.
And Matt Damon's decent enough. I would watch him.
Yeah,
It doesn't turn me off.
I'm not saying he's not a good actor. I don't know.
We need to do a show on who turns us off. Though it would be a short list for me. I don't really have that many people I hate.
All right, so here's a great movie that everybody wants to go see, Charlie's Angels. Come on.
Why are they remaking that again?
I don't know.
And who is it? Who's in this movie? Anybody big?
Jennifer Lawrence is.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, I don't know. Is she broke?
Oh my God.
How is she can't be broke. She was in all the Hunger Game movies.
She's great. Why would she do
I don't
a
know.
piece of crap like this?
I don't know.
I can't even imagine it's going to be good.
No, it's
she's
Charlie.
not.
It's Charlie's Angels. Of course, it's not going to be.
Colin
good.
said she's not even in it.
What? No, Jennifer Lawrence is in it. She's a star. But it's like, why?
Oh my God.
You have an Oscar for Best Actress. You've been nominated several, like at least 3 times that I could think of. Winter's Bone, American Hustle, and then she won for the one with Bradley Cooper. She won Best Actress.
What's that?
Silver
Linings
Linings
Playbook.
Yeah. Which I haven't seen. But I mean,
You haven't? I've watched it twice. It's great.
It's even on Netflix streaming for free, and I just still haven't seen it.
I love that movie.
why?
I've seen it twice.
Come on, Jennifer Lawrence.
Come
you're
on.
better than this.
Do
You're so much
people
better
want to
than
see
this.
that movie?
Nobody wants to see that movie.
Unbelievable.
That comes out the 15th.
She bombed with one of her last ones, Red Sparrow.
Well,
She hasn't had a good track record.
What about the one with the Javier Bardem? Her?
Mother.
Or Mother.
It's a Mother?
Yeah. That was
yeah, but that might be good.
That was
I want to see that.
Director.
Oh,
Aronofsky.
Yeah.
You know? So I mean, Aronofsky, Jennifer Lawrence, and Javier Bardem, I can't
I know.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Somebody had to be missing something. One I did want to talk to you about, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. What do you think?
Tom Hanks.
He looks pretty believable as Mr. Rogers. He sounds pretty believable.
I think it's a great choice. I mean,
I do too.
If anybody could play him, I think that's a
I
great
do
one.
too. The question I have is, he's like one of the very big front runners for supporting actor. I just don't understand why. Isn't he playing Mr. Rogers in a Mr. Rogers movie? Why is he supporting actor? I don't. Like, there's obviously something more to it that
There
I don't
must
know. Because you would think he'd be lead actor. You know, 1 being Tom Hanks and 2 being the lead of the movie you're. I don't know. I was confused. You know, I mean, this year is such a good year for acting. I mean, you're talking like Best Actor nominees from what I've seen for predictions. They have De Niro, they have DiCaprio for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Obviously, Joaquin Phoenix, Adam Driver. Those are the 4. Then supporting actor, they're talking Brad Pitt. They're talking Joe Pesci, very much for The Irishman, and then Tom Hanks. I mean, those are some heavyweights right there. You know?
Word on Joe Pesci's performance is it's not the big like bold Joe Pesci. It's an inward Joe Pesci,
Right.
which is a kind of an exciting thing. I'd
Oh
like
no,
to see that.
yeah, it's definitely something I absolutely don't want to wait till it comes out on video. You know, I'd love to go see it before then.
Yeah.
Have
So
you
it's a
heard-
lot of exciting stuff coming up.
You heard anything about Knives Out?
No?
I'm gonna click on it because I know it's got a great cast. I know Daniel Craig's in it. Chris Evans is in it. It's kind of like a whodunit movie, you know, like almost like a Clue, but a more serious version. Like there's like 12 people and someone killed someone and they're all suspects and stuff. Christopher Plummer's in it. He's actually
This could be fun.
yeah. That comes out on the 27th. So that comes out in like
Thanksgiving weekend.
about a month. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be something to look forward to on Thanksgiving.
There's another one I wanted to get to, and I do not see it. But I don't know. I think it's going to be an exciting, like, next couple months.
Yeah.
For movies, you know.
What about the holidays? Is there another Star Wars movie coming out for Christmas?
Oh yeah, that's actually something I was going to mention to you. We might have to do a live viewing of that at the Opera House. Me, you, Alex, Colin, and then we're going to go see it, and then Alex is going to recut it, however.
Because we're assuming it's going to be at the Opera House.
Oh, it's definitely going to be.
Absolutely. I'll bring my pillow. I can't stay awake for those movies anymore.
Well, I think we all know it's going to be terrible, but we all want to see it anyway.
It's my fault.
No, yeah, Colin's optimistic. I'm not. I mean, it just after the last. What was the last one, Colin? Last Jedi. That was so bad. Did you see it?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
I think I didn't see the one-off one about.
Oh, Rogue? No, I haven't seen that.
I saw
either.
Rogue, but not the other one. About
Force Awakens?
Solo.
Oh, I haven't seen that either. Was that good? No, you haven't seen it?
I heard decent things, and I'm kind of interested in that actor, the guy that played him. So someday I'd like to see it. I think. But yeah, I don't know. Star Wars isn't compelling me anymore. I don't know. It's good. Join that class of.
Back on the topic of movies Joey needs to watch but hasn't. Why don't you talk about Django Unchained?
Django.
I have
Unchained.
not seen Django Unchained, and that's another movie that I also own and have not seen. So that
Did you see it?
No.
Oh.
But people put it up there with Pulp Fiction as one of Tarantino's best movies. And
Oh.
Joey loves Tarantino, and he hasn't seen Django
I
Unchained.
love Tarantino. He's probably my favorite director,
Watch Django Unchained?
but he kind of blew it with the 2 Kill Bills.
So you own Django Unchained. So if
Yes.
you would watch it, then you could bring it in for Colin. You could see what they think about it. What he thinks about it.
It's like 3 hours
I
long.
saw it when it came out, and I don't know. I left the movie saying I don't want to watch any more Tarantino movies. I'm done with him. That's how I felt.
I
about
mean,
it.
he
But
is,
I'm wrong sometimes.
He is over the top. I mean,
In case if you people are big fans of the show, I have had to back off of my Scorsese
yes,
rant.
especially now with The Irishman coming out. You know,
Right.
it's like
I've had to back off it, and they actually, as I was reading about The Irishman, they were talking about his religious. They called it his religious movies, which are the three. It's
Dangerous Liaisons. Is that
no, it's the one with Adam Driver. It's Adam Driver and
Scorsese?
yeah,
Did one of them drive?
Liam Neeson, and the third guy is I can't remember. No, it's not The Mission. It's but these guys are all missionaries, and they go to Japan.
I definitely.
Silence. That's the name of the movie.
I have not
Silence.
seen that.
Unfortunately, I fell asleep on it. No knock on the movie. I just was very tired, and I never got back to watching it again. But I'm interested in watching it. It was that one, Kundun, and Last Temptation of Christ. Did you see that
I
one?
haven't seen any of them.
Colin, Last Temptation of Christ?
Definitely not.
He hasn't seen it either.
Guaranteed he hasn't seen that.
Oh, wow. Willem Dafoe plays Jesus.
Oh, maybe you should check it out then. You're a big fan of his, so here comes Colin.
I remember I Googled Willem Dafoe, and I saw that, and was like, hey, I should watch that.
You should.
And there's also another movie where he plays, like, some sort of devil, something, and, like, tortures his wife or something, I don't remember. That also looked interesting.
Oh.
Shadow of a Vampire?
No.
No. He was nominated for an Oscar for that.
Yeah, this one I don't think was good.
No.
It was like him and his wife out in a cabin, and they, like, lose their child or something, and he goes, I don't remember.
Oh.
No.
We'll search for it after.
No, it's called The Antichrist. Antichrist. That's the name of the movie.
Yeah, I think that's
And he's not, I don't think he's the bad one, but, you know.
I don't remember. But yeah, that's the one.
The Last Jedi gets a 7.1.
7.1.
Come
That's
on.
watchable.
No, that's nerds. That's Star Wars geeks that are voting for it because that was a terrible movie. That shouldn't even be a 6.
Yeah. I got to tell you my Last Temptation of Christ story.
Okay.
You would appreciate this, right? You're a big baseball fan, right? I was stationed in Arizona, and I used to in Yuma, which is on the border of California. So I used to go over to San Diego to watch baseball games, and the Mets were playing San Diego, and it must have been August. So I went over to San Diego. I figured, hey, I'll watch all 3 of these games. Well, it had a game on Friday, which I wasn't going to make because I couldn't drive fast enough. Saturday game, I assumed there'd be a Saturday game, and a Sunday game. Well, on Saturday, I get there thinking it's got to be a goof on the schedule because there was no game scheduled. When is there never a game scheduled in baseball?
I know.
On a
right.
Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, and never.
What happened was the San Diego Chargers had preference in the stadium, so they played a preseason game on Saturday,
Wow.
and there was no baseball game. So, and I was in San Diego, and I'm like, well, what am I going to do? I got nothing to do. Last Temptation of Christ was a big deal because it was blasphemous and everything, and people were protesting. Anyway, I went to go see the movie, and I'm waiting online, and I'm standing next to Tim Tuffle, who played second base on the world champion 1986 Mets.
Wow.
And this is the year later. So I'm sitting there, I'm talking to him, hey, how's it going? I sat next to him, and we're talking before the movie.
That's pretty cool.
It was a great moment.
That's awesome.
Not only did I enjoy the movie, but I got to enjoy meeting Tim Tuffle.
Yep. So that is cool. That's awesome, especially being a Mets fan and not being in New York or anything like that. I mean, that's just an awesome story. But I was just gonna mention real quick. I saw they ranked the top 10 best basketball movies of all time. White Men Can't Jump #1. What do you think?
I don't know.
Hoosiers was 9. Like,
No.
who is voting on this?
How's Hoosiers should probably be the number one.
I think so. But we do have
What's the other one? The Spike Lee. He Got Game?
He Got Game was like 4.
That's a good
Not
one.
better than Hoosiers, though. But we are out of time this week, so this has been this week's episode of Best Pictures. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
I'm Don Tretler. These are the ones you don't want to miss.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
Here's Johnny. Go ahead. Make my day.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.